somehow right. That's all time. That's all time.
Derek Jeter is top 3 shortstop.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whether this is Takes and Takes, put by Tubbs and Frankie. We say it every week, but this will be a quick one. We only had 2 NFL games last week. We are not previewing the Super Bowl until next week. We're not going to talk about the Pro Bowl. We will technically talk about the Pro Bowl briefly. Let's get rolling because I'm excited for a quick episode. I'm starving. Locks and long shots. Last week, Patriots minus 4.5 at the Broncos minus 110. That was an L. We'll talk about it. This week, I'm doing 2 real-life bets. Frankie, you can tell me if you're cool with the odds that I have set. I bowl in the city tournament this Saturday. It's a tougher pattern than usual, but I'm shooting for the stars. So I bowl 2 sessions, singles and doubles. Doubles, I have a partner. Our scores are added up, yada, yada. But for singles, I'm saying that I will shoot a total over 605.5. That would be a 202 average. I set that line about minus 110. I average 191, but I usually bowl well in the city tournament. So I bumped that up a little bit. We cool with that? Those odds?
Yeah.
All right.
Fine.
Obviously, there's nothing to bet. I mean, I don't know golf. The Pro Bowl, you can't even bet on it, apparently. I was just going to take the over. And I'm not going to put out a Super Bowl line until next week. So I think next week I'll have a lot of locks to make up for it. Long shots, 0-3, down 2 units total. Last week we had the Pats and Rams in the Super Bowl, plus 219. That was minus 0.75 units. Excuse me for a second. Once again, bowling. So now we're saying for the entire tournament, I will average over 214.5, so 215. That would be ridiculous if I did that. I think I set this line low, admittedly, but I'm feeling confident. I've been bowling really well lately. This is plus 150. Put 1 unit on it. Realistically, it should probably be plus 250, but it's at the bowling alley I usually bowl at, so that's an advantage for moi. So we'll set this at 215. In all honesty, probably both losers. Not going to lie to you. So we'll find out next week. You cool with both those lines, though?
Yeah, that's fine.
Cool. And you know what, though, actually? I am going to bump that to plus 200 because on that way, I'll be even if I win. And if not, it is what it is. And plus 200 feels better. Yeah, okay. All right, we'll run with that. Go ahead with your locks and long shots.
All right, my locks and long shots locks, I'm up to 5-3. Last week we had JT Poston top 40. He finished 37th is what we said, I believe. So that was a win. We had Pats minus 4.5. That was a shitty loss. Trap game, 100%. And then we had Ben Griffin top 20. That was a loss. That made me almost want to kill myself. 16 and 17, he went bogey double to fall out of the top 20. So tough finish on that one. This week, with not much, I'm going back to golf. I've not done a ton of research, but the little bit that I have done so far has given me a couple picks. First thing, Brooks Koepka is back this week. So keep an eye out there. That does correlate with my first pick. I'm taking Max Homa over Brooks Koepka. Very fun bet. This is minus 140. Pretty juicy, but Homa played really well last week. He plays well out in the Cali Tour. And as much as I love Brooks, I think he'll probably do all right. Doesn't have great course history at Torrey Pines. It is his first week back in the Tour. Harder course than what he's used to. I just think probably lines up better for Homa to finish better than Koepka does. So, and then my second one is Jake Knapp under 41.5 finishing position. This is minus 114, so that just means he has to finish better than 42nd. Simple thing here is he's a long ball hitter. This course favors long ball guys. And he's pretty good with his irons. He's been playing well recently, so I like Jake Knapp. Finish basically top 40. We'll take the under 41.5 finishing position, minus 114. Long shots, 2-7, down 1.4 units. Honestly, not terrible. Could have had a better week on golf last week. It just kind of fell apart on Sunday. First, we had, honestly, this was very close to going 4-0. We had Yes Playoff at plus 400. Going into Sunday, it was, I believe 2 guys were tied at the top, and then a couple 1 stroke behind. Looked like if it stayed as is, could have been a playoff. Obviously did not. Scotty ended up winning by fucking 6 strokes. He went on a heater. So playoff was a loss. Also, win margin 1 shot was a loss. Like I said, same thing. Could have been. Fell apart late Sunday. JT Poston, top 30. Kind of another guy. He was in the top 20, I believe, going into Sunday. And then just kind of had a mid-round. Couple guys jumped him. Fell down to 37th. Loss on that one. And then reverse, we had Harry Hall, top 30. He was way outside of the top 30 coming into Saturday. And then played 2 great rounds Saturday and Sunday and finished tied for 24th. So win on that one. This actually should be... Wait. Looking at my long shots here, did you...
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I just put a W next to them.
Okay.
It's all handled in your units up top with the long shots.
Okay, that was my concern. So
yep.
This week, I'm going back to the well on one guy. Actually, I didn't have him, but I did bet him on my full list of picks, if you paid attention to that on Twitter. Taking Jason Day, top 30, plus 106. The field this week is pretty weak. He played so good last week. Actually played his best on the hardest courses. This course is going to be far harder than any of the 3 courses that Jason Day played last week. Weaker field too. I think he can easily get in the top 30. Plus 106 feels pretty doable. We'll take Jake Knapp, top 30 as well. Like I said, I have the under 41.5 finishing position. I'm going to take the top 30 as well at plus 118. And then we'll take Brooks Koepka, top 40, plus 120. This is kind of a dart play. Hoping we can hit one or the other between the lock and the long shot. I should probably put a full unit on this. I am putting a full unit on all of my long shots this week. A little less diversification in the field this week. So I think it doesn't get as mixed up. Brooks Koepka, top 40 is my last one at plus 120.
Oh, man. I say I'm not going to take your golf picks, and then I hear him, and I'm like, ooh, golf just sounds so fun to bet on. Dude, I didn't like, though, on Sunday, you couldn't watch it till like 4 o'clock or something dumb. And then it was basically over. Like, Scotty had a huge lead.
On the bright side, I believe what I heard is ESPN, not ESPN Plus, but ESPN, the main channel, is covering all 4 rounds this week. So it should be on TV all 4 days.
Gotcha. Alrighty then, let's talk some football. Playoffs, Pats versus Broncos. Boring ass game. This was brutal to watch. Final score was like 10-7 Patriots. They didn't cover. They should have covered. Missed 2 field goals. Weather games don't hit like they used to when I was a kid. Like when I was a kid, I thought weather games were dope, but like there was still offense in weather games. Like the Lions and the Bills played one time, and it was whiteout conditions. Like you couldn't see shit. And LaShawn McCoy was breaking 30, 40-yard runs. It was sweet. Nowadays, you got Jarrett Stidham out there throwing ducks, and Drake May, not good, man. He didn't play. I'm not going to say not good. He's a good quarterback. He just didn't play good. And it's like the Pats didn't use Travion Henderson. Like, what are we doing? And the Broncos defense is good. The Patriots defense is good, but like just a boring guy. Like defensive games are boring, man. I don't get joy from them.
I don't really understand what the Patriots are doing with their running backs. They went from using
Travion, Ramondre.
They went from using Ramondre at first to using Travion, and now they're back to Ramondre. Like I don't understand.
It's like if Travion doesn't average 8 yards of runs, it's Ramondre. And it's like ridiculous. God, what else from this game? To be honest, I'm gonna be honest. My pipes froze Friday, so during this game, for the first 3 quarters of this game, I was sitting in my kitchen watching on a laptop, but also scrolling TikTok while I watched the heater that was under my kitchen sink. And then I ended up playing college football and barely watched the game. Pats are in the Super Bowl. We'll give our thoughts on that next week. I have a lot to say, but we'll save it for next week. Next week episode will probably be pretty long. We got props to talk about, the Super Bowl itself. So we'll save it all for next week. I got a lot to say about the Pats. But good for Mike Vrabel. I like Mike Vrabel. He's a good coach. I'll give him that. The defense is fantastic.
I will say I was pleasantly surprised with Jared Stidham coming into that situation.
In the first quarter.
Not
in the first
quarter. Yeah.
First quarter, it was like, oh, shit. And then it was like, oh, yeah, Jared Stidham.
I almost wonder, like, if you put that game in perfect conditions, does Jared Stidham potentially win that game?
I think so, yeah.
Because, like,
I don't know, though.
I feel like the Patriots
in perfect conditions, though.
That's also true.
I think Drake May outworks him in perfect conditions.
Yeah, I don't know. It was just like, it seemed like the Broncos defense was just manhandling New England. They could do whatever they wanted to them. The New England offense couldn't get anything going. And obviously, like you said, the first quarter, the Denver offense looked great.
Yeah.
Obviously not. Well, I shouldn't say the running game. The running game did not look great, but that's due to how good the Patriots defense is when it comes to stopping the run. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I obviously thought this was going to be a blowout. I grabbed the spread at 4.5 as soon as it came out. It went up to 5.5. I think I grabbed a little bit there. I grabbed it at 3.5 right before the game. Like, I was all over the Patriots, and I should have fucking seen this coming. Like, it just,
yeah,
I should have known.
Yep. I do have one quick thing that I'm going to say now because I'll probably forget for next week. The Patriots, like, obviously they earned the schedule because they were bad last year, but they are the like, it's the easiest schedule to a Super Bowl of all time. They either played a team with a fired coach or a team from the NFC South. That was their schedule.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking crazy. And then obviously playoffs played a little bit better teams, but like the Chargers had Justin Herbert, who was banged up, no O-line. Houston, you saw what Stroud did. And then you had Jarrett Stidham. So it's a little bit annoying that they've had this easy-ass road, but they earned that schedule. And then, yeah, like, part of the CJ Stroud thing is, like, it's hard because it's like, did their defense create that? Or, like, you saw him against Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's defense isn't that great, and he still looked like a fucking nub. So, yeah. But I think, like, I'm a Patriots hater. I usually hate success. That's not my team, first of all. But also, like, just the easiest road to a Super Bowl of all time. Like big time, like, Trent Dilfer vibes. Like, that defense is great, and Drake May has been good, but he hasn't been like, oh, shit, Super Bowl quarterback. You know, people compare him to Tom Brady and shit. Like, that's crazy. So, next game, though. This game, very entertaining. Also watched this one while my faucet unfroze. So, a lot of time in the kitchen this weekend. But, yeah, exciting game. Don't have the score. Seahawks came out on top. The Sam Darnold hate is done for me. He's not going to be a pumpkin. I think he's fixed. And I came to this throughout the week, reading posts or reading tweets and watching some videos. Like, Sam Darnold was awesome in college. And then he goes to the Jets. They hire a terrible head coach. He's in this horrible fucking situation. And he gets traded or cut, right? Cut? I think cut.
Yeah.
Carolina picks him up. He stays in Carolina for a little bit, but he's with Andy Dalton and Bryce Young and blah, 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 blah. So then he goes, oh, no, it wasn't even that. It was Baker. Was Bryce Young there yet? No, it was Baker. Was it? Who's that XFL quarterback? Was that who it was? PJ
Walker?
PJ Walker. I kept wanting to say PJ Tucker. Was that still PJ Walker? Either way, then he gets traded to the 49ers. Gets traded to the 49ers with Kyle Shanahan, who's obviously QB guru. He doesn't play much, but then he goes to Minnesota. Then he's great with Minnesota. Then he has the pumpkin game. Like, he's only improved throughout his career, and now look where he's at. Like, yes, he's got JSN, but some of those balls he's throwing, like the deep balls that are just on point to Shaheed, to JSN, like the big play after big play, big play. The Sam Darnold hate is done. Dude's a bona fide stud. And that defense is wicked. It's unfortunate that the Rams and Seahawks only played 3 times because every single game was fucking awesome. It was a different game every time. I really wish it could have been, Rams and Patriots. Like if somehow we could have got Rams Seahawks Super Bowl, I think it would have been a top 5 Super Bowl of all time, just with the way those games kept getting better and better and better. Yeah, Puka's a fucking monster. JSN, like just an awesome game. And for me personally, I hit a parlay. Did you see my text? Oh, dude. So I had a parlay for the listeners. It was 10 for 120. The only thing I needed was Matt Stafford 22 plus completions.
Oh, yeah.
And I was watching the game and I'm sitting there. I had a bad Sunday. I lost a lot on Patriots Broncos. So I'm like, do I hedge? Do I let it ride? I'm like, I'm going to hedge it because I saw it at 22 and a half. I'm like, all right, perfect. Like guaranteed $60, whatever. And then as the game went on, I'm like, man, imagine if he ends right at 22 completions. That would be sweet. I'll hit both. Sure as shit, man, he's at 20. It's looking like the Seahawks are going to run out the clock. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh shit, there's 30 seconds on the clock. They run a quick out, boom, catch. Last play of the game, Stafford to Nakua. And I was screaming for him to be inbounds because I'm like, run that fucking clock out. Ends at 22 pass completions. What an amazing hedge. So glad I did it.
Well, I mean, either way, even... No, actually, I guess I was going to say, if you would have gotten inbounds... And
if he was out of bounds, they would have done another pass, but it would have been a Hail Mary. But the problem was if the Hail Mary was caught for a touchdown, then I lost another parlay I had, which was Patriots. I bought them down to 2.5. And then I had Devontae 50 plus receiving and Seahawks money line. So I was like, I can't have this be a Hail Mary because I also hedged Rams money line for that parlay. But for less, I just put what I had in my account.
You've become the hedge king.
Dude, when I've got parlays that are alive like that, it's hard not to. But I think lifetime hedges, I'm up versus what I've lost hedging. You know what I mean? Well, definitely, actually, after the Lamar situation.
So. Well, yeah, I mean, if you hit one good one, you're up big for a while.
Yeah, so that's why I keep doing it, but I've gotten more and more to a point where I'm like, I'm mad when I hedge and I look, because like I had a good betting weekend. On Saturday, I hit an 11-leg college basketball parlay. I ended up hedging, and I had Illinois plus 11.5, and they won outright. So I was pissed that I hedged because I put 55 on it. Because I got Purdue at like minus 6.5 plus 300 or something. That's how bad they were getting beat. But so I get mad because I'm like, oh man, I just lost 55. But it's like, no, you didn't, dude. You made 390 on this parlay. But
yeah.
And then you look back at the Lamar situation, like instead of, it was a big swing, like both parlays lost because of Lamar, but then I hit this $800 crazy one. We won't go into that story. Back to the game, sorry. So yeah, that was one of my favorite hedges of all time. I've been trying so hard to middle after you hit one that a couple of weeks ago, and I just haven't been able to. And this feels like the middle of a lifetime. Like it wasn't for an astronomical amount of money, but what a middle to hit it right on the nose.
Yeah, that's definitely impressive.
And I waited too because it was 21.5, but then he had like 2 quick ones or something, and it went to 22.5. So, yeah. But 21.5 would work too because it's like, okay, either it hits or it doesn't. But then this way it was like, ooh. Yeah. The big swing of this game, and this is what people are going to look back on. Rams fire their special teams coordinator in the middle of the year, right? Everybody's like, what the? Not even middle of the year. It was late. It was like week 14 or 15. And then the Rams muff a punt and the Seahawks score a touchdown quick. That was the difference in this game because it was back and forth, score. And then it was like, oh, punt, score again. And then out of nowhere, they muffed that punt after a big stop. And then that put Seattle up 2 scores, and it felt like the Rams were chasing after that. Yeah. But awesome game. I feel so bad for Matt Stafford. I love me some Matt Stafford, man. And it would have been so fun to bet him 400 plus passing in the Super Bowl. Because if it was them versus the Pats, they wouldn't be able to run the ball. I don't know, though. Kyron Williams, they run the ball pretty well against anybody. Even in that game, he was running well, but then it got to pass heavy. No, he wasn't running well. What am I talking about? He ended with 39 yards. Never mind.
I was going to say.
So, yeah, it would have been pass. I think Stafford would have had like 400 in the Soupy.
I mean, I think he would have put up a lot, but.
I love 400 plus is my favorite thing to bet. It's electric. It's
insane.
I'll bet both quarterbacks in the Super Bowl. Probably not Drake May, though, because he can't even throw for 300.
Well, he also only threw for, I mean, if I had to make a parlay right now, I'd probably go Kenneth Walker under rushing yards, Drake May under passing yards. Drake May, over rushing yards.
Mm-hmm.
JS on touchdown.
You want to hear my sharp play
That might be pretty good.
Spicy. You want to hear my sharp play that I had for Sunday's game in Patriots Broncos? I had combined. I found like a lot of these combined props, and I'm like, this is fun. 2 players. I had Drake May and Jarrett Stidham combined over like 33.5 or something. And I'm like, dude, Drake May's been rushing for like 50 rushing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, Drake May's been rushing for like 50, 60 yards a game. Jarrett Stidham might run. I don't know. And it hit in the first half. Like, it was so sharp.
Yeah, well, he finished with what, 60 something rushing yards?
It cashed on that first big one in the first half.
Yeah, 65.
Ooh.
Damn.
Oh, never mind. Not what I thought. I thought the Wings just made a big trade, but they didn't. The other big moment of this game, who had a worse 2 minutes? The guy that got with the really attractive girl out of his league and then busted a nut in 2 minutes, or Tariq Woolen breaking up the pass, not getting the pick, then getting the taunting penalty, and then giving up the big play for the touchdown, all in 2 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, that was just...
So
that was 100% a Sean McVay, you know what, fuck this guy.
Yeah.
We're targeting him.
I saw it was the funniest tweet. It was like Sean McVay searching for Tariq Woolen, and it was like Predator, like trying to lock onto the target.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just good coaching, though. You get a guy that's like made a big fuck up. I'm going to go right after him. Now, Tariq
that's
Woolen
also just a
for it.
Penalty you cannot be getting.
No, and it was so blatant. I saw people trying to argue, like, who cares? You can't call that in the playoffs, blah, 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 blah. It's like, it's very clearly outlined in the rules that you cannot taunt. You can't go towards to taunt a coach. And the ref gave him time. He went right up to him and said, hey, go that way, buddy. He kept going, talked to shit. Definitely a flag without a doubt. And then what I like about the Seahawks is, like, you had a rookie on the sideline chewing his ass out, saying, you fucking idiot. Like, that just shows the Seahawks, man. I want to hate them because of success, but they're really well coached. Michigan man Mike McDonald, and yeah, I mean, I don't know, Sam Darnold. Like, I was a huge hater, obviously, and I was right last year. I said it was coming, and it came, but I don't see it happening. I think the Seahawks roll in the Super Bowl. I love the spread. We'll talk about it more next week, but early look, like, I love Seahawks minus 4.5. That 4.5 number, though, I'm scarred now after last week.
Yeah, that was a bad number.
Like, the Rams, I feel like, are way better than the Patriots. And, wow, now you see, you take out the home field, though. Because neutral site, the Rams might have won that game. Neutral site, though, people would argue the Seahawks defense might be better because crowd noise also affects the defense.
Yeah.
And Super Bowls aren't very loud, usually. You know, here's something I've been thinking about watching all these games. Commentators have been mentioning a lot more, commentators and like analysts, they've been mentioning a lot more that crowd noise affects defenses too. And like, I don't know if I've just missed it throughout my whole life, but I feel like this year only they've mentioned it so much more. Like, maybe it's just because Romo had 2 big games. Like, he had the Broncos game, and then they had the Bills and the Broncos last week, right? So maybe that's just it. Maybe it's just fucking Romo, and usually I have him muted, but like, I've never thought about that, yeah, it fucks up the offense, but your defense too. Like, your defense has to just get lined up and like know what the fuck they're doing. Like, there's no adjustments on the defensive side when there's all that noise. So I don't know. And also because Peyton said, hey, do it when they're in the huddle because it affects them more. But yeah, now your defense can also make adjustments. So maybe Peyton's smart for that. Last thing I forgot about the Broncos Patriots. Does Bo Nix win that game?
I think probably.
I think with that start, I think it was a script, right? The Broncos had the first 15 scripted. So there would have been that deep shot. I think Bo Nix would have hit him. They would have scored, right? I think that 4th and 1, they might have got to a similar situation. They would have gotten it with Bo Nix. And then you're up, call it 10-0, 14-0. Bo Nix holds on to that lead because he also is going to scramble with his legs. He's going to chew clock. Yeah, I think they win that game, and then you got Broncos Seahawks Super Bowl. That would have been so much. I think that would have been so much better than Pat's Seahawks.
The Rust Bowl.
Yeah, that would have been awesome. Yeah, so who's got it worse? Russell Wilson or Geno Smith? Similar situation, but
yeah, I think you have to say Geno.
Ooh, disagree.
Because I heard this argument too, And it's first the fact that the Seahawks traded him away.
Yep. How did they get a third?
And then it's the fact that you went from a good team who without you didn't do much in the playoffs, or with you didn't do much in the playoffs, without you instantly went to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Now your new team goes from mediocre to literally the number 1 overall pick.
Yeah. Now my counter argument here, it's a little, actually, I see what you're saying though. Cause like with Russell and the Seahawks, like it was so long ago, so you can't really apply it. Like the fact that turnaround was so fast for Geno and the Seahawks, because the Seahawks were bad after Russ left.
Mm-hmm.
But then Russ goes to the Broncos, and they were shit. And they turned it around pretty quick with Bo Nix. But yeah, I think you're right on Geno, though, because, yeah, the Raiders, like, they never had a quarterback, and they were like 4 or 5 wins. Like, even Aiden O'Connell was out there winning games.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, the Seahawks, like, last year, did they make the playoffs, or did they just barely made it?
The Seahawks?
Yeah.
I think they made the playoffs.
I thought they missed.
Actually, they might have missed.
Like 8 and 9. But yeah, so you go from missed the playoffs, and not much happens in a year. It's not like they made this big free agency splash and drafted awesome. Like I think they
miss.
They got rid of DK and brought in Cooper Kupp. Like that's not a huge upgrade. I'd say that's a downgrade if anything. Oh, Cooper Kupp.
I was going to say that's a downgrade.
But yeah, so that's just truly like we went 8 and 9 with you, and if we had a quarterback, we would have probably gone 11 and 6. Then you go to the Raiders, who actually won games last year, and then this year you suck, and you got the first overall pick. Yeah, I think you're right on that. Yeah, fucking Geno. Poor dude. And they got a third for him. How'd they get a third for that guy? Crazy.
I will never understand that.
Yeah. All right. Should we talk about other stuff and save all the Super Bowl for next week?
Sure.
All right. So this one's a quick one, but when I first read it, I was pissed. Shedeur Sanders is a Pro Bowler. 1,400 yards, QBR of like 18, more picks than touchdowns, Pro Bowler. I think this will effectively kill the Pro Bowl. I mean, it's fucking ridiculous. The fact that he's playing and gets to call himself a one-time Pro Bowler, like Pro Bowler used to mean something. But so when I initially read this, I was like, this is the most fucking propaganda bullshit of all time. Like this dude is ass. And as I was reading through comments, getting ready to light some people up, I realized that they tried everybody before they got to Shedeur. So Josh
Allen
had
to.
Injured. Justin Herbert injured. I didn't see anywhere if Trevor Lawrence was asked, which would be crazy because he had a career year. You have to assume he was asked and turned it down. Then you run through like Mahomes had an injury, probably turned it down. Well, definitely turned it down. He can't fucking play. He tore his ACL. Obviously, the Patriots in the Super Bowl. You're not going to ask Tua. He was shit. Lamar turned it down. Like, all these guys turned it down until they got to Shedeur. So, I've calmed down since then, but I think this will effectively kill the Pro Bowl. Like, why even do it? Like, just announce your Pro Bowlers. You don't have to have a game, dude. It's okay. Like, we get the Super Bowl. It's fine. There's a million other things. Like, go back to, like, the COVID Pro Bowl when you just did silly shit. You know?
Well, and, like, the events that they do are fun. Well,
I like the highlights. I can't watch it live. But I like seeing the highlights.
Like the catch competition that they did a couple years ago. I'm not sure if they're still doing that. That shit's dumb.
Yeah.
So dumb.
Well, and then they changed it to flag football, and that was good the first year, and then guys didn't try last year. So, like, just name your Pro Bowlers, name your All-Pro, and call it a day. We don't need this stupid fucking game. And now I got to watch. I'm not going to watch, but Shedeur Sanders, really? The dude that played, like, 7 or 8 games, not even, maybe 5 or 6 games, and was terrible? Ew, wow.
Yeah, I think they either have to kill it or they have to make it mean something, and I'm not really sure how.
Here's what you
can do it, because
I just thought of this off the dome. You name your Pro Bowlers, excluding the Super Bowl teams. Anybody that can't go, you name Pro Bowl replacements, and on Pro Football Reference it says Pro Bowl replacement. That way, there's that tang to it. Replacement. That's how you do it.
Yeah.
And if I saw, Shedeur was a Pro Bowl replacement. Oh, damn, a lot of guys must have been injured that year. You know.
Yeah, but I mean, it's still not going to make the actual Pro Bowl mean anything?
That shit's fucked. That'll never mean anything.
That's the thing.
Even
can you actually?
No. There was
because I look at
it's never mattered though. There's stories that guys have told like, oh yeah, when it was in Hawaii, we were all drunk on the field, and it's like,
yeah,
it's never mattered.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
a lot of golf to watch on Sunday.
I think about like all the other sports, and they all have an all-star game that means something, and then you get to the NFL and it means nothing.
The NBA all-star game means nothing.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Same with hockey. Hockey doesn't mean shit. The only one that's
so I guess really it's only MLB.
MLB is watchable because like it's not like a guy not sprinting around the bases isn't a big deal. You're still gonna see bombs. You're gonna see good pitching. Like that's
why did they make why? Yeah, I guess it really doesn't mean anything.
MLB was the only one that mattered for a long time because it was home field in the World Series.
Yeah,
that's the only one that mattered for a long time. And now that one doesn't even matter. Now they flip flop it, don't they?
Yeah, it's whoever better record going in.
Record, okay, and that makes sense.
Yeah,
but all right. Gun to your head. Would you rather watch, or no, not even gun to your head. For the rest of your life, you can only put one thing on your television: the Pro Bowl or Days of Our Lives soap opera.
Soap opera, 100%.
Okay. Yeah, at least then you're probably getting new episodes.
Yeah.
Like the Pro Bowl, you'd have to start repeating at some point, and you would just want to die. Yeah. Well, damn. Last football thing, and then we'll just wrap and call it a day. Quick episode, like we said. Bill Belichick is not a first ballot Hall of Famer. And when I read that, I thought I was getting punked by some fake Adam Schefter. No, it was real. If Bill Belichick isn't a first ballot Hall of Famer, then there shouldn't be any first ballot Hall of Famers. He's got the most Super Bowl victories by head coach of all time, most Super Bowl appearances of any head coach all time. How the fuck is he not a first ballot Hall of Famer? And I have the answer to this, but there's a conspiracy going with it. But did you see kind of why people are saying it happened?
No.
So Bill Polian or something. Polian. He was the GM for the Colts and the Bills, I think. Bills for a long time. So people think there's a rivalry there because he coached against Tom Brady and then he was with the Bills, whatever. He basically apparently came out to the group of voters, there's 50 of them, and said, hey, this guy cannot be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Is he a Hall of Famer? Yeah, but first ballot, you can't let Spygate in there and Deflategate as a first ballot Hall of Famer. So people are saying that he did this big uprising and like rallied all these votes. And then he was
insane.
He was asked about it by a reporter, and he said, I don't know what you're talking about. I voted for Bill Belichick to be in. So now people are like, oh, you got everybody all rallied to get him not in, and then you voted for him to be in so you can cover your tracks. And it's just a scumbag move. Like, I have no words for it. Like there shouldn't be any first ballot Hall of Famers anymore. They got to do, I don't know. Like, all right, you're on the ballot, but we can't vote for you, so we'll do it in 2 years. Or they got to make an exception. Yeah. Like somebody's got to step in here and be like, yo, like that's the media insane. Uprising is crazy. Peter King, who I don't know, but I read it. I guess he used to be a voter, and then people were coming to him because he was high up on the chain or whatever, and he's like, I don't vote anymore. But he tweeted, holy fuck, but he had the UCK dashed out.
Yeah.
And then he said, like, this is unbelievable. I can't believe this is the most no-brainer first ballot Hall of Famer of all time. Yada, yada, yada. Like, everybody's just like, what the fuck? Tom Brady came out and spoke about it. Bill Belichick told an anonymous source, somebody thinks it was a former staffer of his, he's like, what more does a guy got to do to be a first ballot Hall of Famer?
I mean, literally, though.
Yeah. Like, oh, I should have won that game against the Seahawks when they picked us off at the 1 yard line. Or no, they won that game. Never mind, that was the Seahawks.
I was going to say they did win that game.
Did they have a heartbreaker? No, they came back.
I mean, they lost twice to Eli.
Yep. Oh, yeah, the helmet catch. Do I got to break up the helmet catch? Yeah, I just had to bring that up because that is fucking crazy. He's the greatest coach of all time, like, ever. It's like, they said it on Pardon My Take, too. that room should have been televised, and each person's pick should have been televised, so they have to say why. And so that way all of them.
I mean, it's the same thing with like the Hall of Fame for MLB too. Like I feel like there was, I don't remember who it was, somebody on the MLB Hall of Fame ballot didn't get enough votes their first time around, so they missed it. And it's like somebody that 100% should be in. I don't remember who it was. And
Ichiro?
No, Ichiro made it. It was somebody just this year, like a couple weeks ago. And it's like,
oh, I know what you're talking about. Manny Ramirez.
Yeah. Was it Manny?
I thought so.
Maybe. I don't know. But either way, it's like, how the fuck does this person not make it? And how do the voters get away with staying unanimous when you're not voting for, like, a bunch of these fucking voters have dumbass things where it's like, well, I'm not going to vote in anybody on their first time. Yeah. I'm sorry. If they're the best person on the fucking ballot, vote them in. I don't give a shit.
Not even the best person on the ballot. If they're one of the top 5 to 10 of all time, get them in there.
Yes. It does not matter when.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Brian Braun didn't get enough votes, so he's off the ballot.
I can't agree with that one. No, but like Barry Bonds never being a Hall of Famer is fucking criminal.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think their idea was like, you televise the NFL draft, the combine, all this other, you have a fucking, like, a scheduled time for the schedule to be announced in a random night in May, and everybody tunes in. You can't put a camera in this room so we can see Bill what was it? Polian? I don't know why I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
We can't see him trying to rally the fucking troops. I'll tell you what, though, if there was cameras, nobody would rally the troops. He'd be a first ballot Hall of Famer like he fucking should. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. So that's that. Next week we'll talk prop bets for the Super Bowl. I'm going to have a shitload. I am so excited to just let it rip. We'll do a Super Bowl preview, picks. I mean, the picks are, we kind of already mentioned it, but I forgot to mention the final Paige's playoff picks. The Triple P is over. Frankie won it. Shocker. Boo. He had the Patriots in the Super Bowl. None of us have, neither Paige nor I have a Super Bowl team left. So he's the automatic winner. Got the regular season title and the Super Bowl. So congratulations.
Are we even going to pick who we think wins it? Does it matter?
No, I mean, we'll pick it next week for giggles, but I think it's, I don't know. I guess you could flip because you had the Packers beating the Pats. So, yeah. So we'll still pick just for giggles, but we won't. There's nothing tied to it since you already won. If anybody listening remembers last week, I think there's like 3 people that listen. So, hey, Dad, do you remember last week? I thought I said something about doing a Bean Boozled challenge. So text me if you remember. So we'll see if that comes back. So anything else before we wrap up? Wow, 37 minutes.
I don't think so.
Nice. Next week's episode will probably run long, so it'll even out because I love Super Bowl. I'm going to have some parlays built, just some outrageous ones. Yeah, I cleaned up last year's Super Bowl. I hit 2 ridiculous parlays. Obviously, last year's Super Bowl, a lot of offense on one side of the ball. So defensive might have to think doing an under parlay. So we'll see, though. Have a good weekend. Let's say some thanks. Store some Tuddies. We'll see you next week.
Peace.